My stepmother erased my name from my father's obituary, but as co-trustee, I blocked her plans. 2 years later, she faced court, found guilty on 14 counts. My stepmother prevented me from attending my dad's funeral and removed me from his obituary. So I denied her his inheritance. I was 14 when my dad married Selena. She was everything you'd expect from a woman who used the term networking and referred to her nail technician as her therapist. On the surface, she was all smiles and expensive perfume. But behind closed doors, Selena acted as a gatekeeper for attention, affection, and eventually my dad. When Dad married her, she insisted on blending families, but what she really meant was that I should blend into the background. She had 2 adult children from her previous marriage who were both noisy, entitled, and allergic to jobs, and she ensured their needs came first. If Dad gave me $50 for a school trip, she'd huff and say, "Must be nice." My kids didn't get handouts like that. They did, all the time. If Dad planned a weekend with me, there was always an unexpected family emergency on her side that demanded his presence. By the time I turned 18, our relationship had been reduced to brief phone calls and the occasional lunch, which Mom was always too busy to attend. Then 2 years ago, Dad got ill. It wasn't the sort of illness you recover from. I learned about it from my cousin, not Selena, who apparently didn't want to bother me. By the time I got to the hospital, she had already established control over who could visit, when, and for how long. I was allowed a few hours a week, but only if she was there to monitor. When I asked Dad about it, he just sighed and said, "Let's not make things harder than they have to be." That was his way of avoiding conflict, but I saw it in his eyes. He wanted me there. A few months later, I got the call. Dad was gone. I cried until my chest hurt. Then I inquired about the funeral. Selena's voice was sharp when she said, "I don't think it's appropriate for you to come." I thought I misheard. "I'm his child. And I'm his wife," she snapped. "This will be a private affair for people who were really part of his life." I struggled to breathe. "I am part of his life. Not in the way that matters," she responded before hanging up. I drove to her house that night, angry, but she refused to answer the door. The next day, I tried again. Still nothing. Finally, I called her from a different number. She picked up with the fake sweet voice she used on strangers. But when she realized it was me, she added, "If you show up, I'll have security remove you." I didn't believe she'd go that far until I saw the obituary. My name wasn't mentioned at all. It listed her children as his cherished family, but left me out completely. I can't describe the pain it causes. It wasn't just losing my dad. It was being cut out of his life story while his body was barely cold. So I stayed home the day of the funeral. In the upcoming short video, catch the complete story with the channel link provided below.